A Less Than Royal Narcissist, Part 14. The A Very Royal Narcissist series, which now following the cessation of Prince Harry and Meghan Markle being senior working royals, has become A Less Than Royal Narcissist, is an extremely useful high-profile example of the behaviours of a mid-range narcissist who has ensnared an empathic victim as the intimate partner primary source. It also demonstrates the interaction with other individuals in the narcissist fuel matrix. The subject has been determined to be a narcissist based on extensive information over a prolonged period of time. And once again, for the heart of understanding, this is nothing to do with race or gender. It is about narcissism. The analysis is provided for you to see the latest and ongoing behaviours of Meghan Markle through the lenses of narcissism, so you are able to translate the behaviours and see what is really going on. This series is also designed to enable you to apply what you see to her to dynamics that you have experienced, either with romantic, familial work and or social interactions with individuals who you may now realise is a narcissist. It is also a series that you can use to show to someone else who you may suspect is ensnared with a narcissist, but who has not been able to see it. The subject is a mid-range narcissist. This means she does not know what she is, does not see anything wrong with what she does, and operates purely by instinct and will not change. I will, in a separate video, expand upon why this is the case and answer the essential question of, does Meghan know what she is really doing? Prince Harry, as the intimate partner primary source to Miss Markle, remains in devaluation. He will continue to experience shifts between devaluing behaviour and respite periods, short returns to the golden period of benign treatment. His treatment, whether in devaluation or respite period, will still amount to a form of instinctive manipulation. It will be the roller coaster ride that many victims of narcissists are all too familiar with. The events that I describe are interpreted through the prism of narcissism, and it is important that that point is kept in mind. A narcissist will behave in similar ways to a non-narcissist. However, the real reason, and nearly always an unconscious reason, why the narcissist has said what they have said or done what they have done is completely different for the reason why a non-narcissist has behaved in the way that they have. Whilst Prince Harry's devaluation continued, the 31st of March 2020 was reached and breached with the cessation of the duo's status as senior working royals. This also coincided with the predicted move to the United States of America. Number 1. California Dreaming. Prince Harry was removed from what was perceived as interference to Miss Meghan's control of him, by his family in the UK media, as a consequence of the couple moving to Canada and a rented property on Vancouver Island. Of course, such a move will have been presented by the belief that this was to escape a persecuting UK media, but that is what the narcissism allows to be presented for the purpose of plausibility. What was really happening, and this is at an unconscious level, the narcissism needed Prince Harry as the very important intimate partner primary source to be shielded from any threats to Miss Markle's control of him. It is a common manipulation of a narcissist to isolate an individual, especially the intimate partner primary source, from family and friends. This is never done in an honest way. They are threatening my control of you, so I need to do something about it. Because the narcissist, being blind to their narcissism, is not allowed, by the narcissism, to know that this is the real reason for the action. Instead, the narcissism allows the narcissist to believe that it is for some other reason, with varying degrees of plausibility, dependent upon how evolved the narcissism is. In some instances, the explanation given by the narcissist lacks complete credibility and appears ridiculous. In other instances, it may raise eyebrows, and then in other instances again, it may seem very plausible indeed. However, because it is a narcissist engaging in the behaviour, the reason given is not the real reason. The real reason is satisfaction of the prime aims, chief amongst which are the need for fuel and control. Having removed Prince Harry from the perceived interference of others to Vancouver Island, this was but a stepping stone in the continued need to assert control over him. As I had predicted several months ago, see The Inside Track, the prediction, the couple have since moved to the United States of America and have been reported as looking at homes in Malibu. What arises from this predictive move? Continued control being asserted over Prince Harry as the IPPS. Removal to an environment perceived as benign and thus far easier to control. This is where significant aspects of Miss Markle's fuel matrix will be found, and it will be easier to control those by being proximate and to utilise the coterie as part of the facade management and to triangulate with Prince Harry. Assertion of control towards the royal family in the UK media. Essentially, "We do not need you. How do you like me now as I flourish here in the sunshine?" will be the telegraph message. Remember, the narcissist must assert control at all times. It is central to our existence. This is familiar territory to Miss Markle, so she will feel that she has home advantage. Certain narcissists, mainly those outside of the greater school, will show a sense of unease, irritation, and potential awkwardness when in environments unfamiliar to them. This is because this is the response to their unconscious feeling of a lack of control. The narcissist will want to either create a home environment, doing something to direct attention onto them, think about, for example, someone proposing at someone else's wedding, thus upstaging them, or move the relevant appliances to that home environment. Furthermore, it would provide opportunities to access commercial revenue more readily, which is part of the magical thinking exhibited by Miss Markle that the royal family is not needed. Essentially, I will assert control over you by having little or nothing to do with you because you threaten my sense of control by not letting me do as I wanted. And therefore, we can do as we wish. We do not need you. Look, we can make our own money. So far, narrating the Disney production Elephant is not exactly the floodgates opening with regard to commercial opportunities. Thus, by making the move to the United States of America, this is a clear demonstration of the assertion of control over principally Prince Harry as the intimate partner primary source, harnessing control over other sources of fuel that make up the fuel matrix. Miss Markle's mother lives in Los Angeles, friends, supporters and advisors, and asserting control over those who have been painted black, the royal family, and certain sections of the media. Prince Harry will have had no say in the decision. He will have been subjected to behind-the-scenes manipulations to persuade him that this is the best decision for both of them. Unable to see what is really going on, desperate to please his wife and keep his family intact, and driven by his own emotional thinking, which in effect clouds his judgment, Prince Harry succumbs to the various manipulations. Given that he is ensnared by a mid-range narcissist, this will include flattery. "You'll make me the happiest wife in the world if we could live in Los Angeles." Promised gain. "We'll be so happy there, and it would just be the best place for Archie too." Threaten loss. "If you don't agree, I'll just move there without you, and I'll take Archie with me. If you want to see us, you'll have to move too." Silent treatments. Bribery. "If you do this for me, I'll do X for you." Guilt. "Don't you want to make me happy after everything that I've been through? I moved to the United Kingdom to be with you." Triangulation. "Don't you agree it will be better to move there so we're with people who understand us?" Insult. "You're so selfish. You don't do what I need." Word salad. Long, tiring drone about nothing, so the listener just agrees to make it stop. Accordingly, Prince Harry has been moved to Los Angeles as he is salami-sliced away from anybody that might threaten Miss Markle's control of him. 2. Where has all the empathy gone? As a mid-range narcissist, Miss Markle has cognitive empathy, although this often misfires, see for example the Bananas of Empowerment debacle, but no emotional empathy. Cognitive empathy is only displayed when the narcissism deems that it is necessary to assert control. It is not done out of genuine emotional empathy, but rather as yet another means of manipulation. You'll be very much aware that the world is in the grip of a pandemic, and the appearance of the coronavirus provides much leverage and opportunity for control, as well as challenges, for the narcissist. And to understand more about this through a fascinating book on the subject, see from the Knowledge Vault, The Narcissist and COVID-19. Miss Markle did not miss out on the opportunity to engage in some facade management and the use of cognitive empathy by harnessing the pandemic to her advantage. In a final message and the Sussex Royal Instagram page, she wrote, "As we can all feel, the world at this moment seems extraordinarily fragile, yet we are confident that every human being has the potential and opportunity to make a difference. As seen now across the globe, in our families, our communities, and those on the front line, together we can lift each other up to realise the fullness of that promise." It was deemed by her narcissism as appropriate to use that platform to send an uplifting message of hope and optimism. The pandemic caused Her Majesty Queen Elizabeth to perform a rare address to the United Kingdom. This address was also praised and supported by other members of the royal family, including the Duke and Duchess of Cambridge, Prince Charles, and even Sarah Ferguson, the ex-wife of Prince Andrew. What came from Prince Harry and Meghan Markle to the rare address given by Her Majesty Queen Elizabeth? Silence. There was no praise or support for the Queen's message. What did this failure to support the address demonstrate? Prince Harry's silence demonstrates he remains in the grip and influence of Miss Markle. Hypocrisy. Use the pandemic for one's own message, but choose not to do so with regard to the Queen's address about the same matter. A lack of emotional empathy. The exhibition of the need to assert control. By failing to support the Queen, who remains painted black by Miss Markle owing to events covered in previous parts of this series, she is essentially given a silent treatment, which then by not engaging, by not supporting, and not doing anything to acknowledge this message, unlike many others in the royal family, is an assertion of control. Number 3. Look at me. The silence, however, did not last for too long, because, of course, where there is self-publication, there will be a particular type of narcissist to be found. With the world in the grip of an extremely damaging pandemic which is taking lives, hammering economies and destroying livelihoods, what it really needs more than anything is the announcement that a foundation has been created. Cue Archewell. The Duke and Duchess of Sussex appear to be planning a wide-ranging non-profit empire, including websites, films and their own awards, according to trademark applications lodged in the United States under the name of Archewell. The first clear indications of how Harry and Meghan intend to rebrand themselves as non-working royals are revealed in an extensive list published on the United States Patent and Trademark Office website. Archewell, derived from the Greek word archer, means sources of action, and was the inspiration for the name of their son, Archie Mountbatten Windsor, the couple have revealed. It replaces the Sussex royal brand they had originally trademarked in the United Kingdom, but were banned from using. A statement issued on their behalf said, "Like you, our focus is on supporting efforts to tackle a global COVID-19 pandemic, but faced with this information coming to light, we felt compelled to share the story of how this came to be. Before Sussex Royal came the idea of Arch, the Greek word meaning source of action. We connected to this concept for the charitable organisation we hope to build one day, and it became the inspiration for our son's name. To do something of meaning, to do something that matters. Archewell is a name that combines an ancient word for strength and action, and another that evokes the deep resources we each must draw upon. We look forward to launching Archewell when the time is right." What does the announcement of this new foundation at a time of global crisis demonstrate when understood through the prism of narcissism? First, the assertion of control. You stopped our commercial plans with regard to the Sussex Royal brand, and we, namely I, will reject that threat to control by establishing something else and use that to assert control. Grandiosity. Facade management. Lack of emotional empathy arising from the crassness of such an announcement at the current time. A sense of entitlement. There was no need to make a statement. Indeed, operating through emotional empathy, an individual would have realised it was better to remain silent. But even if the possibility of a newspaper finding out about the application did occur, it would be simple enough to explain. There are plans which will be announced in due course, but for now, for obvious reasons, is not the right time. Of course, if there had been a risk of the newspaper heralding the creation of the foundation first, this threatens control, and therefore acting through a sense of entitlement, a more grandiose proclamation is made to ensure control remains in the narcissist's hands. Accordingly, these 3 recent occurrences continue to demonstrate the evolution of the narcissistic dynamic, and of course, there will be far more to come. I'm H.G. Tudor. Thank you for listening.